Welcome to Computer Chips and People is a Civil Rights Issue. This YouTube channel focuses on raising awareness about targeted individuals who are victimized by illegal human experimentation. They are also known as non-consensual human test subjects. They refer to themselves as targeted individuals, or TI. This presentation is part of a series titled Facial Recognition Abuse by Law Enforcement and its connection to the targeted individual situation. And so in the previous video installments, I discussed NYPD's usage of Woody Harrelson as a prototype to track and apprehend criminal suspects. I showed in the most recent upload in the series that I was tracked and targeted by a Russian-looking version of Woody Harrelson on the New York City train line, and this occurred when I returned, or when I completed my shift working as a low-level political organizer. And I also shared that after receiving a potential offer to work for the mayor's office, and after receiving an invite to attend a New York City mayoral event, I became bombarded with frequencies that discombobulated me, impacted my health, impacted my professionalism. So I resigned from a high-paying, high-visibility career or job, ending my career, and then just taking what I could. So by July 2013, I was extremely impacted. So I took the most easiest job in politics that I could take, which was working as a political phone canvasser. And when my shift ended, got on the train, and I had a Russian gentleman who looked like Woody Harrelson use his phone, target my body, focusing on my face and chest. And so this right here is part of an email communication that I sent to a cyber forensics expert who used to work for the FBI. And I reached out to him because all the data on my phone that contained images of myself in 2012 and 2012, 2013, as well as prior to those years, were SIM card swiped. I also mentioned that images of Justice Sheila Abdul Salam were in there as well. And I said that if they were able to retrieve data, I wouldn't be surprised if the data was doctored, because I was able to identify a pattern of practice of my telecommunications being traced to the military, being traced to the US DOJ, being traced to City Hall and to several New York City police precincts. And so this is just to, add validity to the connection I have with Justice Sheila Abdul Salam. And they actually were able to retrieve just a few images, worthwhile images of myself and my child, but they were able to retrieve one video clip of my child and Justice Sheila Abdul Salam, meeting up. And so the targeting of African Americans has a broad political impact in terms of representation. As many people know, the law field or the legal profession is not filled with a substantial number of African American lawyers or African American judges. It shows that there is like a civil rights pushback on the gains that African Americans have achieved since the passage of the 1968 Civil Rights Act, which to enjoy all amendments within the Constitution. And so here is Justice Sheila Abdul Salam talking with an interviewer and sharing that her grandfather or great-grandfather was a slave, and she just thought that her professional achievements in the field of law and ultimately becoming a judge was a big 360 turnaround from, her great-grandparents or grandparents being a slave to having offspring that now works in the highest judicial office of the state. Within the targeted individual community, there are many individuals who are targeted in a way that prevented them from completing law school, taking the bar exam, opening up a new law office, or studying for the LSAT. And many of these people are not whitewashed. They're very conscientious. They have a sense of racial pride. And you get the sense that if these people were not targeted and, became judges or became lawyers, that they could set a lot of legal precedents that would give African Americans further benefits. But the interesting thing here is that Justice Sheila Abdul Salam was characterized as being anti-cop in her final judicial rulings, and she wanted to mentor me, and I myself can be characterized as anti-cop and having a stance that prevails against cops. And so when you target, the creative and talented within the African American community who know how to penetrate blue wall of silence in a very pinpointed way to get them to retract, I guess it is a national security threat. Stay tuned for the next video installment in which I showcase a video testimonial from the Stevie J lookalike. Stevie J is in the news right now. He makes national headlines because he is a former producer and artist of Bad Boy Records and close friend to Sean Diddy Combs. Within the targeted individual community, there is an unprecedented number of human test subjects that look exactly like iconic hip hop artists. And so the connection between facial recognition abuse by law enforcement, the targeted individual community, as well as the hip hop community is inextricably connected, tied. And there is a direct probable cause that police use facial recognition to select victims, to survey them, to see how closely they act and behave like the famous Black hip-hop artists, and then have them targeted. As we listen to details surrounding the P. Diddy case, using the information that I'm providing to you in this YouTube channel provides a great context. Did Diddy do this on his own accord? Or was he targeted with directional energy weapons? When you listen to the Stevie J lookalike provide his testimony, he says that some know that they're targeted and some don't know that they're targeted. And in my personal experience, I have met two individuals who look like Biggie, act like Biggie, talk like Biggie, and look like Diddy, act a lot like Diddy, who were targeted. And they're both deceased, and they both were my biometrics witness, and they both witnessed police harassment. And, so this is worth listening to, because we're providing the other side of the story, and the other side of the story is the real crux of the story, and it opens up new doors, causing a new event that creates history in the making. Join us in the next installation of facial recognition abuse by law enforcement and its connection to targeted individuals. Thank you.